Hello, everyone. We'll get started. Thank you all for being here this afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Hoy. I've met many of you through the course of this exhibition, but I'm the director of the Beard and Wheel Galleries here at Wheaton. And I worked closely with Teresa and Barbara of the Intolite Project to put this exhibition together. It has been an incredible honor to get, I'm not going to start crying already, to get to know your loved ones through the course of this exhibition. It's just been lovely to be able to visit with them in the gallery and have them as companions for the last few months. Their stories have left a profound mark, inspiring every visitor and sparking meaningful conversation and reflection and dialogue. The exhibition and your stories, memories, and love have helped to destigmatize overdose and substance use disorder and to open up the conversation about the opioid epidemic. I just want to thank a few people here at Wheaton who helped to make this exhibition and programming possible. Firstly, the president, Michaela Whalen, who supported this from the beginning. The folks at the arts office, both the staff and students who are here helping today. Max Ponticelli from the theater department, who just yesterday made us this projection screen. And also the Wheaton College Film Collective, who are recording this for us today. I also want to thank the Sun Will Rise Foundation and SAD-OD for partnering with us on outreach and programming. And I'd like to take a moment to talk about some of the programming and educational outreach that we've done with this exhibition. So here at Wheaton, we've welcomed visits from a whole range of academic courses, including psychology, public health, art history, visual and creative arts, anthropology, nursing, criminal justice. And through this exhibition, we've fostered interdisciplinary learning and discussion around all of the themes explored in this exhibition. We partnered with SAD-OD and the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office to host a harm reduction training and Narcan training on campus. We had over 200 students attend. We ran out of Narcan. It was incredibly popular and powerful. We really empowered all of the participants with practical tools to help save lives. And as the representative from the AG's office talked about, approaching each other with radical love and acceptance, which is, to me, an unexpected thing to hear from the Attorney General's office, but certainly welcome. We've had many high school students, local teachers, and school administrators. They've come to gain a deeper understanding of the issues that are presented. So many of the stories that you shared of your loved ones began when your loved ones were in high school or earlier. And so to me, it was very important to bring young people in to see this exhibition. We just had a group actually come yesterday, our final day of the exhibition, a high school class that was focused on destigmatizing mental health. And they came through and each one of them took a button, which was just wonderful to see that they want to be part of bringing the conversation out of the gallery and continuing it. We also had a lot of first responders, civic leaders, elected officials. Recently, we had Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss, as well as Middlesex County Sheriff Peter Katusian. They came together to show their support of the exhibition and these issues. We've also partnered with the North Cottage program, which is right down the street, a recovery center and housing, to really share this exhibition with individuals who are in recovery, and it offered a powerful space for reflection and healing. And then I've also worked with students here at Wheaton who run the Interdialogue group. So they work throughout the semester to talk about difficult issues and figure out how we can have those difficult conversations together. And I feel like in the political climate we're currently in, those conversations are more important than ever. And so what they talked about was not only the content of the exhibition, but also how to use art as a way to talk about these things, to use art as a method of activism. So that was really important to me, that students are learning to do that and have those conversations. I also want to point out that despite all of these group visits, which are very important, the things that stood out to me the most are the individual conversations I've had with people, either at the end of a class visit or just when they stop by the gallery. And again, these are the conversations where I feel like I know that the exhibition has done its work. Whether it's a student who's in recovery, whether it's a staff member, or a faculty member who's lost a child to overdose, those are the people we're reaching, and they saw this, and it means so much to them that we're having this here. And having these conversations. I've gotten emails from alumni who saw that we were having this exhibition, who are in recovery and wanted to come back and talk to Wheaton students about their experience with substance use disorder. So it's the anecdotal experiences as well as the entirety of it. I also want to share that during the course of this exhibition, last month, I lost a very dear family member to drug overdose. And I just want to thank all of you for being there for me. I don't think I could have made it and done what I've been able to do to support my sister at this time without the support that I've received from so many of the families who were there to hear my story and support me and offer me advice. And it couldn't have been a better situation for me to have this happen, and I just want to say thank you. And reiterate that how important this exhibition has been to use this artwork to connect, to humanize, and to heal. And I just want to thank you for all being a part of this journey and helping us to create a space where we can share these important stories and continue to inspire people and to educate. So I'll turn it over to Teresa, but thank you all so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's so wonderful to have an opportunity to be with all of you today. I would never have dreamt back in 2019 when we opened the very first exhibit in Maryland, shortly after my son Devin died, that it would bring me to so many wonderful places around the country. And Massachusetts is a shining star in that journey for me and so many of us on the team of Into Light. Your presence here today reflects the strength and the love of a community that's been profoundly touched by addiction. This exhibit, which is such a part of you, and you are such a part of it, is essential, and it stands as a testimony to the thousands of lives around the country that we know we've lost. The project, the Into Light project, was started with a single purpose. And I know from my own story with Devin, and Devin sits right there, he's kind of the mascot now of all the various exhibits. Our own experience with addiction and Devin's story was that stigma, right from the beginning, it just reared its ugly head constantly. Devin didn't ask for help because of stigma. Devin hid his addiction because of stigma. Devin had doors shut, and I literally saw that, and windows shut in front of him. Go away, I don't want to look at you, I don't want to deal with this. And then he just about gave up. So stigma is real, and it's keeping our loved ones from asking for and getting the help they need. These folks, all of your loved ones, we know they have a a beautiful life and a beautiful story behind them. They have brothers, they have sisters, they have wives, they have husbands, grandmothers, grandfathers, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, you go on, and they have a whole life back there. And yet the power of the art, and Elizabeth talks about the art, and I am completely off my notes here, so bear with me. I'll try and get back to them at some point. But the power of art to convey their lives draws you in, unlike photographs, which we see thousands a day. I would venture to say none of you have a portrait hand-drawn by another human being of a loved one in your home. Does anyone have one? 3, 4? Yeah. So there's a power there. There's a reality there, and you can get into the soul of these beautiful individuals through that power of art. I'm trying to catch up with my notes here, so bear with me for a minute. Well, I'll just go off of them altogether. What the heck? I want to thank Elizabeth for her unbelievable vision, her immediate response to this exhibit in terms of bringing it in, her partnering with so many absolutely outstanding organizations and individuals throughout this area. Without that vision and without your commitment, this would not have happened. So everything we saw, we owe to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, come on up here for a minute. We want to thank you. So Becky's going to give you Miss Becky's going to thank you.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Yeah. Wonderful. I also want to mention the writers that captured your loved ones. They're not with us today. They're from all over the country. We have a fantastic team of writers, but they really do care. And I know that they work very hard to make sure that your loved ones depict in a way that you remember them and want them remembered. Our talented artists, there's Sean, there's Jeremy, there's Elizabeth, myself. All of those artists work really, really hard. And I can tell you that each portrait, from my own experience, take about 8 to 10 hours of really hard work to capture the essence of your loved one. I also want to mention thank you to the audience that came throughout the entire exhibit. Those folks that came to see this, they were open, their hearts were open to change, and they stood and they read loved ones' stories, and they looked into their portraits and their eyes especially. And I know for a fact that that changes hearts and minds when you take that time. I want to also express an amazing big thank you to Becky Schmock. You want to? I will just give you your catalog down there. How's that? She said, Becky, come on up here. Becky is our Massachusetts ambassador. Come over here. There you go. And Becky, she calls herself the reluctant ambassador. In every single state, we have someone who are our feet on the ground, and they have to really help us in many, many ways. She wrote notes, she raised money, she transported portraits here and there throughout the state because we had many opportunities to exhibit part of the show. And Becky was there, and she never, ever said no to anything. She's just been amazing. So if you could please give her another round. Thank you. I wish we had Becky's in every single state. Bernadette Brealey, who's out in California, Many of you know her daughter is in the exhibit, Jessica. Jessica was in our California exhibit, and Bernadette wanted to help us in some way. It costs us $50,000 to put all of this together for each exhibition. And Becky and Bernadette said, I'm going to raise that more money for you. And so she sponsored through her family and friends and her network. She just went out to everyone and said, could you help us out? And that's what ended up. So I want to acknowledge Bernadette as well. And Wheaton College, of course, has been wonderful. And then finally, a thank you to Endeavor and the First Church of Norwell, the First Church. Did I get that right? The First Church of Norwell also helped support the effort for us. So I want to share with you, too, where this is all going. We've had, as I mentioned, about 12 states. We're working on our 15th. This will be our 12th state, but then 3 more lined up for next year, which are Utah, New Hampshire, and Iowa. So we have all of that in the works right now. And people keep saying, well, what's going to happen? And this is what's going to happen. All of those portraits and narratives, all of which you have contributed to, when all 50 states are completed, and we have a goal, it's a long-range goal, but we do within the next 7 years hope to complete all states, and we're very lovingly archiving all of the work. You get the original, but we're carefully archiving everything. We plan a national exhibition that we will take to DC. And if you think in terms, if you're old enough like I am to remember the AIDS name quilt, it's in the spirit of the AIDS name quilt. That body of work will document this point in our history. This is the worst health epidemic our country has ever had. And this project will document that, not only with faces, but with stories. And therefore, it's very unique that way. That exhibition, which we expect will be a multimedia exhibition, will be held in DC. Don't ask me where just yet. That'll be somewhere down the road. We'll discover that. Everything about this project is kind of falling together, so it'll happen. And all of you will be invited. And I hope at that point, as many as can possibly come from all over the country to be there, our loved ones will be reproduced and in full display in that exhibition. So that's where we're going, over 2,000 portraits and narratives. I'm also really happy to let you know that the Massachusetts exhibit is going to have its own life after this. We are still looking for a sponsorship. I have to raise another $30,000 to reproduce all of these, but we already have people lined up to exhibit them, and I'm very proud of the fact that Mass General and Harvard Medical School has asked if they could display all of these portraits in their facilities in September of 2025. What that will do, and what that means for all of us, is that our loved ones' stories live on. Our loved ones will continue to sensitize and educate people about the disease of addiction. And this is, to me, in a medical environment such as Harvard and Mass General, is really, really critical and really important, because medical professionals get compassion fatigue. And the more that we can share with them of our stories, and they realize that we all have stories behind us, the more sensitive they will be down the road as they treat people with substance use disorder. So our work isn't finished, obviously. And so I'm asking all of you to continue. Wear your button. There's my button. Wear your button. Open up conversation. Continue to talk about your loved one. And it will slowly, that ripple effect, slowly will start changing people's minds. And have any of you been finding people coming up to you and say, tell me about that person? Has anybody worn their button and found? Yeah, it's pretty impactful when you do that. So I'm asking that you just keep that going, because no one person or just a handful of us can do this. It takes all of us to do this. And that's my call to action. Keep your loved one's legacy going through the conversations you can have about him or her. I'm going to end here by saying thank you again. I want to let you know that you're all little points of light. Sharing your story, I realized, was not easy. Took hundreds of hours of your time, literally, to think through what you wanted to say, to choose that right portrait. We understand that, and we appreciate what you've done so very much. You have made the Massachusetts exhibition what it is today. So keep moving forward together. We're going to make an impact. I think together, with all of us working on it, we're going to see a much more compassionate and a brighter future as it is related to substance use disorder. So thank you again. Thank you all. And I would like to, at this point, invite any family members. We have a microphone set up there, and if you would like to share with others any of your experiences that you've had, if you've been wearing your button and you have an experience, or just how it felt to have your loved one in this exhibit, please feel free to come up at this point, and the mic is there. If you want to take it off the stand, you're welcome to. Anyone out there?
Someone's got to break. Is it on? Thank you so much for bringing this to Massachusetts. My name's Robin Houston Bean. I'm with the Sun Will Rise Foundation. And so many of our people are here in this exhibition. And even though I know so many of you guys out there, when I read their stories, I learned more. And it makes it more available to all of the people in Massachusetts to know their stories, not just the people that sit in our groups. So I think it's been an amazing project. I've been wearing my pin. I do a bunch of resource tables. And the first time I wore it, someone said, "Hey, tell me about Nick," and I was confused because I had forgot I had the pin on. And then I got to tell them about Nick. So I'm encouraging all of our people who are doing resource tables for us to wear a pin, and we're going to have some new pins made up for people who don't have portraits, so we can keep this going even if their person wasn't here. We had an amazing experience being able to offer a couple peer grief support groups during the exhibit, and to have it in that, it felt like a sacred space. So I want to just thank you for making that so beautiful and available to all of us. And we will continue to tell the rest of the world, because 50% of our people that are joining the Sun Will Rise are from out of state. So we'll still have the opportunity to let them know as new states come on board that it's available to them. And I know we've built a little community here because of all these people, so I wanted to say, if you aren't connected to the Sun Will Rise, you still have an opportunity to stay in a community of people. The flyers, I think, are still over in the other room, yeah. So you can do that. But thank you both so much. This has been amazing. Thank you for all your work. And amazing job. Thank you.
Then I'd like to ask Darlene to come up and share a poem with us.
This is a poem by, I know I'm going to say this wrong, Yehuda Halevi. And I think some of us that are longer term bereaved probably have heard it before, but it is very powerful. "'Tis a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, to hope, to dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools, this, a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched.
It's been some time now since you've gone away. I'm not sure how I've gone on from day to day, 'cause I miss you and I wish that I had held you in my arms to say you'll be okay. I think of you every second, every minute of every hour. I fix it all, would have taken all your pain if I had the power to change this fate. Some days I feel like I'm dreaming, can't be real. I'm looking for your call to ask me how I feel. Well, I miss you, and I wish that you could see the things that I have done. You were always the one who believed in me, and I think of you every second, every minute of every hour. I fix it all, would have taken all your pain if I had the power to change this fate. I'd be more present, I would share more affection, I would take your pain. Wipe all your tears, remove your doubts, erase your fears. Yes, I would take your pain. 'Cause I miss you, and I wish that I had held you in my arms to say you'll be okay. I think of you every second, every minute of every hour. I'd risk it all, would have taken all your pain if I had the power to change this fate.
That was beautiful, wasn't it? Farron is the sister of Andrew in our Philadelphia, Pennsylvania exhibition, and she wrote and performed that, and her family is clearly musical, so we thank her every time we have a gifting. So at this point, we'd like to present each of you with the portrait and catalog of your loved one. The way this is going to work is you'll be asked, as your loved one's name is read, if you would come up. If you're able to come to the stage, that's great. If you can't, we'll notice that and bring it to you. But you will listen for their name, and if you could please come on up as that's read. So I would like to invite Becky to come up. And Jane Donovan from our Delaware exhibition is going to be handing the catalogs out, and Elizabeth will be on the stage helping with the selection of the portraits.
Isaac Bastian. Nick Bean. Nathan Corey Bickford. Peter Blumenfeld. Andrew Brown. Chris Chase. Richard A. Coelho, Jr. Andrew Cutler. George Mackenzie Daly.
Okay, they're not here.
Okay. Justin Michael Deber Ardenis. Daniel Keedy Dodge. Matthew Donahue. Brett C. Eisenhower. William August Engler. Thomas Ash Garrettson. Casey M. Geller. Nicholas A. Giacopo. Ricky Giacopo. Luca James Lincoln Gibson. Jordan Nadir Haddad. John Lord Hobart. Michael Patrick Johnson, Jr. John Paul Kehoe. Cameron P. Keniston. Elizabeth Lafort. Trevor D. Mailer. Luke McDonald. Jacob McMahon. Sean Michael O'Neill. Kristen Patterson. John Carmen Pizzuto. Kristen Lee Raven. Jessica Marie Santos. Scott Dennis Stafford. Michael R. Stanford. Amanda D. Trant. Ryan Trant. James K. Trombley. Elise Lynn Walsh. Jeffrey Watt.
Invite Susan. Susan, would you come up and read a poem for us? Thank you.
This is a epitaph by Merritt Malloy. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking down the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or love. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on in your eyes and not your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So, when all that's left of me is love, give me away.
Right. Thank you again, everyone. It's been really lovely to be able to take one last look at the portraits and say goodbye. But I will hold everyone's stories with me